One Sunday morning, while taking the assembly at my Sunday school, I asked the children, what is the role of women in our society? Why do you think God created women? So one little girl got up and said, whenever the man is down and depressed and feeling sad, it is for the women to comfort him. A very, very innocent answer, and I guess it would be the way the society around her has been, showing her, by which she's been kind of learning that answer. But what actually is the role of women in our society, defined by the Bible? Let's look 1 Peter 3:1. So if any of the husbands do not believe the word, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives, when they see the purity and reverence of your lives. So Peter is actually speaking to the women, that when men go astray and do not remember the word of God, they look at their wives, and based on their wives' behavior and divinity and the connection with God, they come back from the place from where they've gone astray, and they fall back on the word of God. I think that's a huge responsibility. It's almost like saving people's souls. And that is a level of responsibility, or that is what God has assigned women to do, to save souls. To save souls from their belief in the word, from the way they behave, from where they go around, move around, talk. I'll give you an example, and they are much higher in, I would say, their connection with God than we men are. Look at the number of women when it comes to taking the Holy Qurbana in church. The women always outnumber the men. Look at the people who are there in church first. It is always the women. Their connection with God is at a different level. Their prayers are they're crying out every time they reach out to God. And there is a certain reason why God must have appointed them right there. That, whenever men go astray, they have somebody to look at, and what they're saying, what is said is that you look at them, and with their behavior, I am feeling, I'm reminded that, oh my God, I'm so far away from the Bible, so far away from the Word of God. So my question to you is, if that is the level God has given them, how are we treating our wives, our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, and our friends who are women? Remember, each one has been sent here to kind of show us the way. It's that huge responsibility. It's all, as I said, their job is to save souls. It is for each one of us to decide how we treat the women in our lives. So on this Women's Day, please understand the level of importance that God gave to women. They are like the North Star. They are the lighthouse, so that whenever a ship goes astray, they can follow the light and reach the land. They are the North Star who provides the direction. So what I would say is, treat each woman in your life with respect. Treat them equally, because their position in the eyes of the Lord is so far higher, and what it implies is that it is us men who go astray, and we have to look at our North Star, our women in our lives, so that we can be brought back to serve the Word of God. So my friends, this Women's Day week, please be reminded that the women in our lives play a huge role in helping us connect with the Word of God. And what I would say is, combine the forces with the women in your lives and connect with God, understand the Word of God together. And let this be a very holy week for you. Meditate on this verse and have a blessed week.